Hey guys, this is Spartacus here, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the Modern Warfare beta, and I'm going to be putting out all my criticisms and compliments to the Modern Warfare beta, just my personal opinions of what I think of Modern Warfare as of right now. Not to mention, today is the last day of the Modern Warfare beta, so if you guys haven't even played it yet, or if you want to get some more playtime in there and try to reach level 10, because if you do reach level 10 in the beta, you can actually get yourself like some sort of weapon kit or some sort of weapon variant for like a shotgun or something like that. So make sure you guys at least reach level 10 here in the beta before it ends. But anyway, I've had quite a bit of playtime here in the beta. I've already reached max level in the beta, so I have a pretty good idea of how this beta works and what's in the game and just everything about the game that I have my own opinions on. And so I thought I just might as well make a video talking about the beta and what I think of Modern Warfare right now. So the first thing I want to mention are the graphics. I mean, this isn't really a big topic. I do like how the game looks different. It's a different graphic engine, something we haven't seen before in Call of Duty because they've always used the same graphics engine for like years now. And now Infinity Ward decided to have like some different looking game, which kind of makes it look like Rainbow Six Siege or Battlefield kind of looking game, you know. And that's okay. You know, honestly, I'm happy with how the graphics look. It definitely looks good to me, and it doesn't make me feel like I'm playing a different game than Call of Duty. The game still feels like Call of Duty, and just because the game looks differently than any other Call of Duty game, just because it looks differently doesn't mean it's going to play a little bit differently than Call of Duty. So it still feels like Call of Duty to me, and I'm sure it still feels like Call of Duty to you guys. So the graphics, I give that a thumbs up. I like them, and I hope they continue to do something in the future when it comes to like their newer Call of Duty games, when it comes to their graphics engine. So the next thing I want to talk about are the game modes and spawns. So the game modes, of course, are mostly just objective game modes. We've seen different game modes we've never seen before, like 20v20 domination, 20v20 headquarters. Then we have a 36 versus 36 ground war game mode, which is basically Battlefield. Like, there's no other way to describe it other than like Battlefield's conquest mode. It's kind of like, it's definitely not like as good as like Battlefield's conquest mode you've seen in like the Battlefield games, but it's good enough for Call of Duty, honestly. And the cool thing about that game mode is you can still earn your kill streaks while playing that game mode, so that's pretty cool as well. Not only do you have like these other vehicles you can drive around in, when you go on a kill streak, you can still earn your kill streaks in that mode, and it's pretty chaotic, not gonna lie, and it's very fun for sniping on. But honestly, there's no other way to describe ground war other than it's just Battlefield's conquest mode, only in a Call of Duty game. But anyway, other game modes like Team Deathmatch. So Team Deathmatch is probably my least favorite mode here in Modern Warfare, and it saddens me to say that because I'm someone who likes to play Team Deathmatch, but it doesn't really play very well here in this game, and that's due to the spawns, honestly. What was it, Hackney Yard or Coalition? I don't really know what the map's actually called. It's either Coalition or Hackney Yard, I don't remember. But anyway, that map, the spawns are horrible in Team Deathmatch. It is so easy to spawn kill enemies in that map, and maybe because it's one of the smaller maps that we see here in Modern Warfare, but just from my experience, the spawns are not very balanced. And I remember my very first game on Modern Warfare, I just totally got my butt kicked by PC players spawn killing me on that map, and I was just like, oh god, this is not going to be a good game. Like, my first impressions were terrible just because that was my very first game in Modern Warfare. And so the spawns definitely need worked on the Team Deathmatch game modes. I just don't really understand what they're doing with those spawns. Maybe it's just because it's a smaller map, but I don't know, just that map in particular, I feel like the spawns do need to be adjusted just a little bit. But however, the objective game modes seem pretty fine to me, actually. If you play Ground War, though, you can actually spawn on objectives and your teammates, and you got to be careful because you should expect enemies to be like right by you when you spawn on a teammate, just the FYI. So you can't really blame the spawns in Ground War if you die right away, because you're probably spawning on your teammate or an objective where an enemy might be near it. So just be aware of that, you guys. It's kind of like Battlefield, nothing really too different between the two. So anyway, let's move on to kill streaks here. So the kill streaks in this game I actually enjoy using. Of course, we don't have access to all of them here in the beta, but from the ones that I've earned so far, they seem to be pretty fun to use. I really want to use the white phosphorus, whatever, I don't even know what you call it, something like that, where basically it puts like this gas all over the map, and I haven't tried that yet. I really want to try and earn it and see what it's like, especially like the bigger team modes. I heard it's not that great, but then again, that's why I want to try it out to get my own opinion on it. There is the Wheelson, which is is kind of like an AGR, a Mantis, or Cerberus type streak that we've seen in previous Call of Duty games. And it's basically just this remote controlled robot that you just drive around in and you just shoot enemies, honestly. And so the thing about the Wheelson though, it's really hard to control. Like in this game, you have to hold, at least on console anyway, you have to hold down one of your triggers in order to actually control a vehicle. And I'm not used to doing that. I'm used to just using the joystick like we saw in Blackout or something like that, or maybe even in like previous Call of Duty games when you call in a kill streak like a Cerberus or Mantis, you just use your joystick instead of using the right trigger to make it move forward or something like that. So it's a little bit hard to get used to when like controlling it, but it can actually kill enemies pretty fast. It is pretty powerful. I believe it has unlimited ammo, like it doesn't have like a cooldown or like a reload animation or anything like that. So I think you can just spam the thing and just hopefully kill enemies when you're controlling it around. But from my experience, it was hard controlling it, but when you could kill enemies, it could kill them pretty fast. The other thing about the kill streaks I'd like to mention are that the UAV and the personal radar are by far my favorite setup to use when playing, I guess, multiplayer. So I am so happy that there is a personal radar. It's not like really the SATCOM. It's basically just a UAV, but it's only for you. Your teammates won't be able to have a radar on their minimap. Only you will have a radar on your minimap. But the UAV, however, it's the same UAV radar effect, except your whole team gets to see it. And you can have them on your kill streak list at the same time. And I could totally see people when the full game comes out, people are going to have personal UAV, a UAV, and an advanced UAV as their kill streak setup if they want to go for those tactical nukes. And I can totally see people doing that later in like the future, like when it first comes out. So I can totally see that happening. And so honestly, other than that, kill streaks are powerful. I like that. The only gripe I have with kill streaks is you can't earn them again in the same life. So after you earn your third kill streak, you can't earn them again in the same life. And I don't understand why. I think the only way to do that is if you have the kill chain perk on. But other than that, you can't like earn them again in the same life. And I don't like that at all, because I went on like a 17 gun streak at one point during the beta. And during that 17 gun streak, I noticed that I wasn't earning my kill streaks again. And I'm like, are you serious? You can't earn your kill streaks again in the same life? I didn't really understand that. I kind of maybe upset a little bit, because it was like that in other Call of Duty games, and I guess you have to have like maybe the kill chain perk on in order to do that. That's my only problem with kill streaks, but that's really the only problem I have. Other than that, they're really fun to use. Also, the next thing I want to talk about are the crossplay. Right? Crossplay. We can finally play with Xbox, PlayStation, PC. We can all finally play together. The only problem with us Xbox and PS4 guys is that it's so hard to go up against PC guys. Like seriously. PC guys have a huge advantage by using keyboard and mouse. Of course, there are some PC guys who do use a controller, but realistically, 99% of them are going to be using a keyboard and mouse. I mean, of course, you can actually plug in a keyboard and mouse into your console, like your Xbox and your PlayStation, but most people aren't going to do that, and you can definitely tell when you're going up against a PC guy with like how their aim is and stuff like that. So that's the only problem with crossplay, but I mean, I'm not complaining that much, to be honest, other than getting my ass kicked. I'm just glad I can play with like anybody from any platform now. I just think that's an awesome feature, and honestly, there's no problems with it. I haven't seen any problems with the crossplay feature in the beta. I haven't played with any of my friends who played on a different platform than me, but from what I can tell, it works perfectly fine, and that's just absolutely awesome. Another thing I like to talk about are the field upgrades. Now, field upgrades kind of are like specialists only. They're not like the super powerful things where you pull like an annihilator out of your ass, or a flamethrower out of your pocket, or a minigun out of your arm for that matter. They're not like that at all. Definitely not even close. So field upgrades are more beneficial for, I guess, you and your teammates. So for example, the first one's like an ammo box. The ammo box, you just throw on the ground and you can get more ammo off of it. If your teammates go over that ammo box, they can get more ammo for their weapon as well. So the ammo box is pretty nice for you and your teammates, especially if you're not running scavenger. Also, there's the barricade. I know a lot of people are complaining about the barricade. For me personally, it hasn't bothered me that much, though it can be a little bit annoying where they block off a path and they're like camping in like this upper staircase area. I remember I was playing Ground War, and there's this one building where this one squad of people, they literally had a barricade blocking the stairway, and they're just head glitching right there, just waiting for enemies to come up, and they'll just go on a kill streak or something like that. And I'm just kind of like, really? That's how you guys are gonna play? I mean, eventually my friend and I were able to kill them, but it was like literally at the very end of the match, so it didn't even matter. But anyway, the barricade can be a little bit annoying. At least it's not Torque's barricade, where it has the microwave effect and can actually kill enemies, so that's the good thing. And it's not as big either, so I guess the barricade is a little bit annoying, but it's definitely not as annoying as Torque's barricade from Black Ops 4. Also, there is one field upgrade that we could use in the beta that is a little controversial. I mean, just a little bit. So the thing about this certain field upgrade, it's called stopping power rounds, and what it does is that you reload your gun again and you put in the stopping power rounds into your gun's magazine. And what this does is your gun becomes a lot more powerful. It makes your gun's bullets do more damage against enemy players. Now, if you die while you have this, you cannot have it again when you respawn. You have to wait till your field upgrade recharges in order to actually get the stopping power rounds again. But you can definitely notice your bullets do more damage. I've used this a couple times here in the beta, and I've noticed that my bullets definitely have a more damage boost to them. But I don't know, I guess I'm not really sure what to say, to be honest, about this. Other than it does more damage. I mean, of course, like back in Modern Warfare 2 and the older Call of Duty games, there was stopping power, and everybody would literally use either stopping power or Juggernaut on their created class because they know those are very crutch perks in the game. And this is definitely a very crutch field upgrade, especially if you're a very good Call of Duty player and likes to go for nukes and stuff like that. Then this will be very beneficial for using that. I don't really know what else to say. I mean, of course, once you die, I mean, you can't use it again unless you charge the field upgrade again. But I don't know, that's the only controversial one I guess I have, other than that just being powerful, I guess. That's the only thing I could see like being wrong with it. But anyway, let's go on with the next one, which is editing your loadout during a match. I mean, this is something we haven't seen in Call of Duty before. Battlefield's had this for a long time. We can now edit your own created class while you're in the middle of a match, and that's pretty nice. The only problem I guess I could see is that some people might change their loadout during a match and like have this class where it's like, I don't know, complete, I guess, noobish and BS, where like I don't really know. I mean, I guess we don't really know if noob tubes are going to be in this game. If there are, hopefully they're not super powerful, because if that's the case, then we might have that situation with one-man army and danger close like we did with Modern Warfare 2, though of course one-man army and danger close doesn't look like those perks are even in the game anyway. So I don't know. I'm not sure if noob tubes are going to be in this game. If they are, you can totally see people changing their class during the middle of a match just to create a noob tube class because they're getting their ass kicked or something like that. I can totally see that happening. But another thing I'd like to mention, and this is something that we're all pretty much aware of, are the campers, right? This game, it definitely seems like it promotes camping. I mean, we have a barricade that's a field upgrade. You can actually lean and do like these type of head glitches on certain objects and stuff like that. Once you're like next to an object, you can press like the B button. At least on my Xbox controller, I press the B button in order to like lean up against an object or something, so that way I can like head glitch and try and shoot enemies and stuff like that. And of course, when you're doing that, you can't move. You're standing still, just aiming down sights. And the game definitely can promote camping a lot, but I guess it's to be expected from an Infinity Ward Call of Duty game, because Infinity Ward seems to always have like the campers out of like any Call of Duty game for some reason. And it is a shame. Of course, the claymores are very powerful as well. Everybody uses claymores, especially if you're camping and stuff like that. I don't know, you guys. I'm not really sure how you can fix the camping problem, though I do have one solution how they could fix the camping problem. My first thought that I actually had, so there is a perk called Ghost, right? And Ghost allows you to be invisible to enemy UAVs. It doesn't matter if you're moving, it doesn't matter if you're standing still, you will be invisible to UAVs if you have this Ghost perk on. And this is super beneficial for people who are camping, because all you gotta do is just stand still. They won't be noticed by an enemy UAV, and like literally an enemy will try and go up a stairs, and there's already an enemy there just standing still, just aiming down sights, and he'll be able to shoot that enemy. And of course the enemy wouldn't know the guy's up the stairs because he has Ghost on. And so my first thought is actually make Ghost work where it only works if you are moving, like literally only if you are moving, the ghost perk should be activated. If you are standing still, you should be seen by UAVs. It's kind of like what we've seen in the Treyarch games like Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4. That's how ghosts work, and that's how I think it should work in this game, and I think it'll promote people to stop camping just a little bit more. I'm sure there's still going to be lots of people who are going to be camping in this game anyway, but I think this will definitely help reduce down the camping, and that's just my own thought that's what I think they should do when it comes to the ghost perk and help the camping situation a little bit more. And so the last thing I want to talk about here in this video, and I don't really have a huge, I guess, take on this, so the minimap. There's a huge debate if the minimap should stay in the game or not. There's some people who don't care if the minimap's in. Some people think it's better if the minimap's not in the game. Some people think the game really needs the minimap. Now here's the thing. I play on Xbox. I did not play weekend 1 of the beta because only PlayStation guys did, and during weekend 1, those guys were able to experience the game without the minimap. Now for me, I only had the minimap. I've never experienced Modern Warfare without the minimap in the game, and so I don't really know how the game performs without the minimap, but you know, to be completely honest with you, sometimes I have a hard time finding where enemies are at, and I feel like the minimap should actually be in the game. I don't know why they really want to get rid of the minimap. It doesn't really make any sense to me, but, you know, even though I didn't have an experience with the game without the minimap, I still feel like it should be in the game because I do find it a little bit hard just finding where I need to go on the map, you know, because there's so many different places you can go on the map. There's so many different flank points you can go to, and I feel like the minimap helps with that, and that's why I think the minimap should stay in the game, is for that reason. And that is pretty much everything I have to say in this video, guys. That is my opinion about Modern Warfare. Overall, I think it can be a very fun game, but it can also be very frustrating. I don't know, I'm like a little bit 50-50 on how the multiplayer works here in the game. I do like the Modern Warfare feel, even though it's a completely new game. Like literally, this is a completely new Call of Duty game that we've never seen before, but yet it still feels like a Modern Warfare game, and I think that's exactly what Infinity Ward was trying to do, and I think they accomplished that pretty darn well. I just hope that the more I play this game, the more I'll get used to it and hopefully get better at the game, because right now I'm kind of sucking at the game, to be honest with you, but I guess that's the point of the beta, is to try and get a little bit better too, you know. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave a like if you did, and of course subscribe to the channel if you have not already for more Call of Duty videos like Modern Warfare later in the future, and I shall catch you guys later.